Well, I went to GED class, and because I didn't go Thursday, I was unaware that they didn't have class or will not have class until the October 23rd, no, 27th is what the sign said, I believe. But I guess I have to start going in class more.
Well, why didn't you go last time again?
No reason besides I really hadn't gotten any sleep like the night before.
Today we catch up with Jerisha Walker in the midst of her attempt to get a GED. About 2/3 of all the kids who spend time in foster care in Oklahoma, they don't have a high school diploma or a GED when they age out. Which brings up the question, why not? What keeps foster kids from getting their high school diploma while they're in the state's care? And what do they do now? What are their options? And how difficult is it for them to keep going down the path to higher education? Describe to me what it's like trying to get your GED right now.
It's excruciating.
Basically, Jerisha says the GED classes she has to take are boring. Despite the efforts of the teacher, the class has to review topics that aren't on her level. So for Jerisha, the classes seem like another waste of time. Another hoop to jump through. So why are you doing it then? Why are you doing the GED instead of going back to school?
Thought it was the easy way out. Have to be honest. I really did think it was going to be easier. I really want to stick to something. Like, never been able to do that. Never, ever have been able to stick to something.
As far as sticking with something, it's a common problem for anyone her age. Life moves fast at 18. But Jim Walker says it's an even bigger problem for foster kids.
Often when these kids are in the foster care system, if there is a problem in the home, in the foster home, often a worker drives up and tells the kid, we're moving you, get your stuff, you're leaving. And it is their life experience that if there's a problem, a significant issue, you don't stay. Either someone moves you or you need to leave.
That's one of the reasons it's hard for foster kids to graduate high school. Most of the time when a kid changes foster homes, they change school districts too. Even though DHS tries to keep kids in the same school when they switch families, it doesn't always work out.
It's not uncommon if you transfer schools that your credits don't necessarily transfer with you. Class you could be taking in one school might not even be offered in another school. So you've got all this disruption that's going on, so it's really not surprising. Actually, I'm more surprised when our kids do well in school.
So can you list for me the high schools that you've been to?
I think about foster homes. Let's see. I went to Webster for about 5 months my freshman year. And then when I came back, I went to Union. And then I went to the shelter, and I went to Central for 4 days before I went to a foster home. Then I went to Preston, and then after that I went to Broken Arrow South, and then I guess Tulsa Hope. Look, I think that's it.
The critical document that was to prove Jerisha Walker's work at all these schools, the high school transcript, it doesn't really exist. The details of credits and classes got muddled during the constant switching of public schools and group homes. So if Jerisha were to enroll in Tulsa Public High School, she'd start as a freshman, even though she's been in school consistently for the last 4 years. Do you feel like you'll make it, honestly?
I really do. And the reason I feel like I will is because I've been so used to people telling me I can't do stuff, and I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told I can't do something, I won't do something, because it's going to make me try harder. But like...
So you're not afraid of not graduating high school or getting your GED?
Mm-mm. That's not what I'm afraid of is what'll happen after, but not what will happen now. You know, like a lot of people, they reach that point of excitement and they complete their first goal. So my second goal would be college, right? But like a lot of people, you know, there's second thoughts for a lot of people, and I don't want that to be me.
The day after we filmed this interview, Jerisha gave up her GED effort. The GED was beginning to look like a roadblock instead of a hurdle. She decided instead to turn to a friend/mentor/mother figure to try to figure out the best way to attack this education mess. Enter Miss Debbie, or Debbie McCullough to you and me. She did a cool thing a few years ago. She quit her job in computer programming and information systems and decided to devote her life to helping kids like Jerisha get a high school diploma, and therefore a chance at college, and therefore a better life.
The choice was easy. I felt like we were making a huge difference in a small number of kids, but it was very impactful and very fulfilling for me.
She founded Tulsa Hope Academy in 2005. It started in her living room with 3 students, and 4 years later the school is now accredited. It has donated computers, it has multiple sites that they teach out of. It has numerous volunteer tutors and recent graduates that come back to lend a hand. The kids are a mix of high school dropouts, foster kids, kids who spend time on the streets. McCullough's approach is to create a relationship of acceptance with the student.
We just care about her, and it's not a commitment to her that ends whether she's at our school or whether she's wherever she is. It's like a lifelong commitment to be in her life as much as she wants us to be, because she kind of has to choose that. It's not something that I can force on her. She has to choose, and it's on her terms. It has to be for now, because I understand where she's come from.
Miss Christian, you said you don't have lesson 19 and lesson 20, do you? Because I skipped them.
Jerisha is one example. McCullough says that once the kids learn that you'll accept them and love them even if they mess up, they do what they're not used to doing. They stay.
Describe our relationship, Jerisha.
Well, you're kind of like my second mom, I guess, because you've been there when I was staying with my mom, I felt like I was closer to you than I was to my own biological mother. And I don't know, like, I hated leaving school. I would rather be with you than be with anybody at home. So you're kind of like my second mom that educates me.
It's here at Tulsa Hope Academy that Jerisha will continue her quest against all the odds for the high school diploma. And so far, it's looking good.